Hey everybody, it's the Badass Valkyrie, Amy Graham, and today I was going to actually do an introduction, a new introduction video for my YouTube channel that included my athletic side and my planner side, my two extreme hobbies combined, but I have been down with the flu for the past 3 days, so today you're going to get what was going to be next week's video, which is going over and inputting what I use the weekly view in my Hobonichi for and how I get that set up. So hopefully you'll bear with me. I know my voice sounds kind of scraggly and crazy, but yeah, at least I feel up to doing this. Yesterday I didn't even feel that well. So these are just some of the pens and stuff that I use. What I normally use when I do my updates and everything, just a little ruler. I don't like using a full-size ruler. I like the smaller ones. Also because these will fit in if I needed to ever fit them in any of my planners. Fits in my weeks, fits in everything. Then I use a Papermate Inkjoy gel, the 0.5. The 0.7 is too thick for the Hobonichi. Even this one gets too thick for me sometimes as well. I prefer actually using my fountain pens, and I use a variety of colors, but as you will notice, the orange is my favorite. I'm kind of OCD. I like the outside of my pens to match the ink, or the ink to match the outside of my pens. So I use the Irajuku ink in the Yuyaki, and I'll link that down below. I get it online at Goulet Pens, and I love it. And it goes really well. It does not bleed through or anything for the Hobonichi pages. The Hobonichi pages hold up really, really well for fountain pen ink, and I love them. And I usually, in the Cousin, I use the medium nibs. In my weeks, I use the fine nibs. So, and then these are the Statler Tri Plus fine liners, and I will show you how I use these too. But I use different colors for different months. So, in January, this is the January 2018 Hobonichi Cousin Avec, and it goes from, it actually has, in the monthly view, it has from December to July. In the weekly view, it starts January 1st, and it goes up to to the 1st of July, when you would switch to the next book. So the Cousin Avec is 2 books. They're 6 months each, January to June, and January through June, then July to December. I started with the Hobonichi in 2017 in the July book. And so I don't have the first half. I just bought the single book and fell in love. So this is my planner that I use day in and day out. It's an everyday carry. I have it in a Patricia Nash journal cover. This actually came with one of the Patricia Nash journals, and I just changed it out because obviously I'm a Hobonichi lover. And it's a tight fit. I don't actually have the back of the book in the back of the cover. So I use that for other things like my quarterly planning pages, my Lunar pages from Lunar Abundance. I also, in this, I keep my health tracker just in the back, so that way you kind of know what's going on here. But in January, this is January 1st, make sure I'm still in frame there, and I go through, and this is what I usually have open on my desk. It is my weekly view. I have my weekly goals set up on the side, and these are broken down from the momentum pages that you saw. And then I go into I put them again here, and it breaks them down per month for what I need to focus on in the month of January. But this is what I need to focus on each week. So, and then I'm taking an online course to become, for digital marketing and becoming a social media certified for my office. So I keep track of that here as well. One of the changes in the weeks that Hobonichi did in 2018 is you had, it started at 5 o'clock and went to midnight, and then down here you had blank space. What they did is they went ahead and did a full 24 hours so that those who work nights and such can have, you know, tracking as well. Everybody was kind of upset about that, but if you take a look at it and do it the way I did it, and I'll flip to a free page here, you can actually mark it where the original, back in the 2017 book, actually stopped, and these were all blank. You can actually use these. They used to have 3 open bullets or check boxes up at the top, but you still do get some room at the top, and then it actually works out really perfect for me. I keep my to-dos down here for the day, and if you look at them, technically they're 1, 2, 3, and 4. That works perfect for me. So I just block that off with a line, and then I block off at the top, and I usually put my highlights of what I'm doing that day, like if I'm sick or if it's a holiday. Up here, I usually include when I wake up and when I get to work, and anything that I need to focus on. My girlfriend, my best friend Kelly, she was in town all last week. Just various things. So that's kind of how I use this, and I put my weekly goals here. My online courses kind of have floated in a couple of different places. I was testing out how I'm going to use that. But since I've been sick, I've pretty much been diving into my books going, okay, how are things working? How are things not working, etc. So I did set my new intentions under the new moon on Tuesday, and that is to be mindful of my food intake, as I'm trying to drop 30 pounds over the course of a year. And then follow my schedule more closely. I want to be more active, and I want to find some time to meditate. So I'm following the Lunar Abundance calendar by Ezzy Spencer, and you can find this at lunarabundance.com, but it's actually a really great resource, and I just keep it tucked into my book, and I note when the different phases of the moon happen at the top. So, if you'll notice, all of January is done in teal. It's kind of a teal year for me. And then in February, I switch colors for every month. And this color will actually coordinate with my weeks, and so that I keep it all together in the same color. So I chose, or this has been the teal color that I used in January. And this is the color I chose for February. Very Valentine-ish kind of color. I'm not really a pink girl, although up until I was 32, I had a pink bedroom. Pink was one of my favorite colors, but I just got tired of it. And now I'm kind of adverse to pink, so I don't... It's funny because I have pink things sitting on my desk here, but they're like a hot pink, like a fuchsia pink. Baby pink is just not my colors. So, as you can see, I have these blocked out so that I can use these separately. I mean, you could use it without the line, but the line just kind of helps me to delineate the differences there, and this is my schedule. So I can put up things here that I've been focusing on. Over here would be my task list, and this is what I do when I have a split month. So I have the 29th, 30th, and 31st of January here, and then on the second page is February. I actually put both lines, both colors. Not that it means anything. I won't change what I put there, but it just tells me that I break in the middle of the week for a new month. Here's where I will put my weekly goals. And as you can see here, I've noted this weekly goals here, my online classwork, which modules and things I get completed during the week. And then I will put in the sections at the top and my to-do list at the bottom. Pretty simple, but this is how I break up my weeks for the month. And I've gone through and done that for the whole month. I like to color code a whole month. As you can tell, I have not done anything in March. I did do over here the second line, and I decided to put them really close together. I didn't really need to have use up a whole line to just put the two different colors. But I will show you going forward in January. Like I've done the whole week of January, or a whole month of January in these colors. And I've put some different things here. If I've got forward planning, like I'm going to Sundance Film Festival, and I've been invited by one of our law firms who's hosting a screening for one of the films that's in Sundance, and so I'll be going to that. So I get to cross off one of my 101 goals for going to film festival, which I'm very excited about. And so I have this all done. I don't know, because I've started using this health tracker separately, and I've got 19 weeks in here. It's kind of a healthy tracker. I don't know that I'll go on with collecting my movement, my weeks, or my water intake and my coffee intake. I don't know. I may use that just for more things that I'm going to be tracking here. We'll see. But I do use this schedule. And then this is where I usually put my training when I do it. January has been crazy because I've been so sick. So, and then this is where I journal. So you can kind of see here when I've gone through and done this. When I was shopping, I did a blog. I'll use stickers during this, in this whole Hobonichi weeks, or the cousin. At any point in time, it's just when I feel like it. I have a lot of stickers, but I don't use them a ton, just because I don't want my book to bulk out. But as you can see, I sometimes will journal a lot, sometimes not a lot. It just kind of depends on like the day and what I'm doing. So, you know, it just kind of flows, and I'm okay with that. I don't need it to be everything every day all the time. So later on, if I'm sick again tomorrow, I may actually go in and set up February, but I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this section. So in that, I'll just give you kind of a quick look here. This is actually Light's Planner Action. It's their printable off of their Etsy shop. So it's lightsplaneraction.etsy.com. And I really love the layout of this. I actually printed it and then sewed it together. One of the things I was actually able to do yesterday. But you can track your daily steps, your activity, which is where I would put any kind of workout that I would have. My meals, not enough room for my meals, but that's okay. Water, my mood tracker, and certain habits and things like that. And so I've been tracking if I'm sick, that kind of thing. But trying to see if this works better, because I like having a whole book for it instead of having to go back and track it through different spots. So we'll see what that works out as. But that's how I use my weeks and my weekly view in the Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And I would love to know how you use your weekly view. I know a lot of people don't use either the monthly, or they don't use the weekly, or they don't use the dailies for whatever they are. This is my planner. And so, like I said, this is what lays open at my desk at work most of the time. It's at least out like this, but a lot of times I have it here in case there's things that I need to note or whatnot. But how do you use your weekly view? Or do you? Do you keep your weekly view in a different notebook? How do you do that? A lot of some of the things get carried over into my weeks, but my weeks is basically my self-care tracker. And so I track different things there, but this is my brain. So how do you use your brain? And by that, I mean your planner. So let me know in the box below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I do want to take a second and say thank you to all the new subscribers that have recently come in. I truly appreciate it. With the changes that YouTube made yesterday, it was a big hullabaloo, and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate Cindy Gunter Baldo for doing a shout out for me in her list of planner community listings. And I know some of you have come to me from that, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'm going through and doing my own list. I'm going through and liking and subscribing and watching different videos from different planner folks in the community to help them out as well. And so thank you very much. I hope that these changes are few and far between. And I had just gotten to the point where I had over 10,000 views. I actually had about 15,000. They were reviewing me for monetization, and now everything has changed again. So I am behind in the subscribers. The views I'm not so worried about. But thank you again. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys stay with this and like the channel, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great day and a great new week for 2018, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.